Welcome to Liverpool fans. Today we've got the latest updates of your beloved club Liverpool. But before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of breaking news. Let's get started. Liverpool make decisions for sack Arne Slot and call callKlopp to back Anfield to sign 5 years contract. An injury crisis that changed everything. Anfield has long been known as the stadium where dreams rise and opponents fall. A fortress soaked in history, energy, and unbreakable belief. But this season, the fortress cracked. Not just because of a shocking 3-0 defeat to Nottingham Forest on home soil, but because of an injury crisis that ripped through Liverpool's squad like a storm with no mercy. The title of Liverpool's season began to shift the moment injuries started piling up. Every team suffers injuries, but not every team collapses under them. For Liverpool, the timing, the severity, and the combination of absences created a perfect storm, one that pushed management into making decisions they had never imagined only months earlier. This is the story of how injuries reshaped an entire campaign, put manager Arne Slot under unbearable pressure, reopened the gates of nostalgia for Jurgen Klopp, and forced the club to question the very direction of its future. The breaking point. Injuries that shattered the heart of the squad. Football is often described as a game of skill, strategy, and passion. But behind that beauty lies the harsh reality of physical toll. Liverpool entered the season with ambition and a clear tactical identity under new head coach Arne Slot. His Dutch-influenced high-tempo positional football demanded intensity, discipline, and fluid movement. But intensity comes with a price, and Liverpool paid it heavily. Key players fell one by one. A star winger suffered a long-term muscle tear. The midfield engine, who was expected to control Slot's rhythm, sustained a knee ligament injury. A central defender pulled his hamstring at a crucial stage of the season. Even the backup options were not spared, leaving the squad stretched thin and exhausted. With each injury, Liverpool's tactical blueprint fell apart. Pressing lines became weaker. Defensive transitions slowed down. Creativity vanished. The midfield structure collapsed. Slot was then forced into desperate improvisations, playing players out of position, reducing pressing intensity, rushing half-fit players back into the lineup, and relying on academy boys who lacked top-level experience. The identity of the team faded, and when identity fades, results follow. 2. The collapse at Anfield. Nottingham Forest's stunning 3-0 victory. If there was one match that symbolised Liverpool's decline, it was the 3-0 defeat to Nottingham Forest at Anfield. A result no one saw coming. A performance no one could explain. A night fans would not forget. Nottingham Forest came to Anfield without fear. They had studied Liverpool's injury list like a treasure map. Every weakness clearly visible. Every gap ready to be exploited. They attacked Liverpool's fragile defensive line, dominated midfield duels, and punished every mistake. Goal by goal, the stadium fell silent. The first goal came from a transition Liverpool failed to control because the injured midfield leader was missing. The second goal came when the backline was caught out of shape, something that would rarely happen if the main centre-back was available. The third goal felt like a symbolic dagger, the final confirmation that Liverpool had lost more than just a match. They had lost their structure, confidence, and momentum. The once electric Anfield atmosphere dimmed, replaced by confusion, shock, and even some boos. For the first time in many years, Liverpool looked like a team with no answers. 3. Arne Slot under fire. Pressure, doubt, and whispers of the sack football is cruel to coaches. Injuries do not excuse failure. Fans want results, not explanations. The Nottingham defeat triggered the loudest criticism Slot had faced since arriving at Liverpool. Headlines questioned his methods. Fans doubted his philosophy. Pundits claimed he was not ready for the Premier League. Even though the injury crisis was real and brutal, the narrative shifted from sympathy to impatience. Rumours began to swirl. Was Slot the right man? Did Liverpool rush into appointing him? should the club make a drastic change before the season collapses? The board, watching the situation escalate, was forced to consider scenarios they never expected so soon, and one name began to echo through every corner of Liverpool: Jurgen Klopp. 4. The Klopp effect: nostalgia, hope, and a possible return. When a club is hurting, it remembers better times. And no time was better for Liverpool fans than the Klopp era: European nights, Premier League glory, unity between players and supporters, and a style of football that became iconic. The 3-0 defeat and injury chaos revived a dream some fans had never abandoned. Bring Klopp back. Whispers turned into conversations. Conversations turned into discussions. Discussions turned into reports. Liverpool's board, under immense pressure, was said to be considering the unthinkable, sacking Arne Slot and calling Jurgen Klopp back to Anfield with a proposed 5-year contract. Was it realistic? Perhaps not. But football is rarely logical. It follows emotion, pressure, and momentum. Klopp, who had stepped aside saying he was running out of energy, suddenly became the symbol of stability in a season of chaos. V. A crisis of identity, injuries versus philosophy. Slot's football depends on full fitness, high physical output, technical coordination, and tactical discipline. But how can you play high-intensity football when your key players are injured? Liverpool found themselves stuck between two impossible choices. 1. Change the system completely, abandoning Slot's principles. 2. Stick to the system and risk further decline. Both choices had consequences. Both choices brought criticism. Both choices tested the club's patience. Slot insisted he had a long-term vision. But the Premier League is a results-driven machine. Long-term visions collapse quickly when short-term pain becomes unbearable. 6. The board's dilemma: loyalty or change. Now Liverpool faced a turning point: stick with Slot and trust the long-term rebuild, or bring back Klopp, the man who defined a golden era. The injury crisis made Slot look weaker than he truly is. The loss to Nottingham Forest made the situation explosive. Fans were divided, pundits were harsh, and the board was under fire to act. A 5-year contract for Klopp became the headline of hope. Maybe exaggerated, maybe emotional, but undeniably powerful. The club was living between two worlds: the painful present under Slot and the emotional past under Klopp. 7. The future. Rising from the ruins, injuries break teams. Losses break confidence. Rumours break stability. But football is a cycle. After the storm comes reflection, rebuilding, and rebirth. Liverpool has two realities to face. 1. The injury crisis must be solved with better conditioning, better rotation, and better depth. 2. The coaching vision must be defined clearly, either with Slot or with a possible Klopp return. The Nottingham loss will be remembered not only for the scoreline, but as the night that exposed every weakness Liverpool had been hiding, tactically, physically, emotionally.